To take me to this record shop on Mount Vernon Street called the Roxy. It's right across the street from a supermarket. My mother used to buy all kinds of albums. My mother loved all genres of music, jazz, gospel, whatever, country. My mother had my ear on all genres of music. So they used to have pictures on the back of the albums during those days. And I used to look at those pictures and see all those studio pictures with all the musicians in the studio and the conductor and all those microphones. And I used to sit, this is no joke, I used to be in study hall dreaming about being in the studio. Now, I was an average student, don't get me wrong, but I used to dream about what I was doing. And that dream came true because that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do anything else. My mind, even though I had jobs, all my jobs was working in the kitchen. I worked at Cooper Hospital. I worked at nursing homes for about 7 or 8 years. So I was accustomed to working hard. My father was a great provider. I seen him take care of his family, and I inherited some of his work ethic. And it takes hard work to become successful, especially in the music business. It's easily to get derailed. So I didn't let that happen, but I said, well, let me write songs. So I was living with my mother-in-law Mabel. I was married. I lived with my mother-in-law Mabel. She had a piano in her house, and that's where I wrote my first hit with Patty and the Emmys. Okay, then I moved to Fairview. Then I met a group called the Ebonies. With Booty Tootin', Beasley. What a great group. So I had a chance to work with them. They used to come over to the house, and I wrote their songs, Forever. And it was a couple of them, but the Ebony were the first group that we really had a national hit with.
All right.
And then I did a song with another group, The Futures from Philly. Had a record that I love called Love Is Here. And when I wrote Mixed Up Girl and it went top 20, I said, well, if I wrote a top 20 record, I could write a number one. That's the way I was thinking, you know. But that number one didn't happen until I met a great lyric writer, a poet. And we became partners in the music. And Kenny Gamble, one of the greatest record producers, lyric writers. I'm the music man, Gamble's the lyric writer. So, when me and Gamble sit down and write songs, it was something to really see. I wish we could have filmed it. But I'm really grateful for this award. I always been really, I never said I wasn't from Camden, I always did. Always was proud for Camden. Always was. 50% of the Philly sound come from Camden. And all due respect, but Philadelphia, great talent. One of my favorite organ players come from Camden, Richard Groove Holmes. And another guy was in that Donna Flo's group, Buster Williams. Great talent. You know, we had talent shows in Sumner School. I mean, Camden was just on fire with music. I played the drums in Hatch, the dance band. I played to Sumner School, Hatch. I didn't play. Mr. Manicosi was our band director, and Manicosi got a little angry at me because I didn't join the band at Keene High. He said, "Well, why you ain't join the band?" I said, "Well, you know, marching. I mean, it was cool, you know. But I love the band. My mother got angry with me too, you know. I had my mind on studio. I wanted to work in the studio, and I spent time at the piano. Let me tell you something. If you really want to get good at something, do it every day. Find a passion. You're doing it every day, you'll get great at it. So that's what I experienced, and I'm grateful for the honor. I mean, I'm sincerely grateful, and if it wasn't for my wife Regina, she made things possible for me. But I can keep you here to 2 o'clock at night talking about stories. I got great stories. In fact, one of the characters that came from one of me and Gavel's songs came from Camden, me and Mrs. Jones. But I ain't gonna tell you.
Watch it now, watch it.
I'll tell this story and I'm gonna sit down. Hey, look, me and Gamble used to eat at this restaurant. I used to meet Gamble every morning, 10 o'clock. I used to meet Gamble. And we had a restaurant underneath for the building that was 250 on Broad Street. Where's the Schubert building? And they had a restaurant. Me and Gamble used to eat down there, either breakfast or lunch. Well, anyway, to me, a producer is something like a movie director. He sees things that you could write about. So I kept seeing this guy come in with this woman. This is me talking. I'm telling Gam. I said, Gam, I know that guy right there. I said, he from Kansas. I said, that ain't his wife either. Hey, you want to hear the story? I'm going to tell you. Yeah. That's not his wife, Gam. I said, oh, really? I said, yeah. So I watched the patterns. He meet him at the same place.
Same time.
Sit at the same seats. She'll get up and she'll go to the jukebox and play the same song. So I watched all those patterns. So I said, Gambo, you know what? I said, now, when they get ready to go, they're gonna do the same thing. She'll get up first and go to the, after they ate their food, she get ready to leave, she'll go, and he'll get up a few seconds behind her and go outside, and she'll go her way, and he'll go his way. Right. And that happened every time me and Gamble had met at that restaurant. So I said, yeah. I said, okay, let's write about it. So we goes upstairs, and Gamble wrote the hell out that story. Because that's exactly the way it was. And said, well, how y'all come up with that name? So I called Gamble up. I said, Gamble, man, what kind of name can we give these characters? I said, okay. I said, well, Gamble got a telephone book. And we go down all the names. 2 syllables didn't fit the melody. It had to have a 1-syllable word. But to me, that J had power to it. Like Jesus.
Come on, brother.
Jones was the name that we picked. And it fit perfectly. And that J had power in it, and we couldn't pick a better artist to sing it. And Billy Paul, that record sold so many copies it scared me. But that's the way it was. And one more song, I think. Let me tell you about Victor first. I gotta tell about Victor, because that's a story within itself. I used to hang around with Timmy. Carl Stafford, a buddy of mine. I hung around with the tough guys. Timmy, I was always over Timmy's house. And I had fun with Timmy and Pearl in their house. I used to take them shopping. I had a car. I had a 55 Ford. And Timmy and Pearl used to get in there. I used to take them shopping. That's how close I was to Timmy. So one day Timmy said, "Man, you should hear my nephew." I said, "Really?" And I said, "Okay." So Timmy was with a group called the Persianettes with Lucille Dunbar, Vera Carey, and Helen Hutchinson. Really a good group, and I loved playing with them. So I said, "Oh, really?" So we was wanting to rehearse this day, and we didn't have no player to play. I didn't have a piano, but Victor's mother did, Flora. Flora, and nobody played that piano but me. So we went down to Flora's house, and we all started to rehearse. And I used to love to hear Timmy sing, and I think they were singing a song. Timmy was singing a song called "What I Say" by Ray Charles, and I was playing it for Timmy. And I seen this little young kid standing against the wall, just looking at me. And it was a preteen, little guy. So Timmy said, "That's Victor." I said, "Yeah, you play?" I said, "Yeah." So I said, "Come on over and sit by me." I had a long stool, so I had little Victor sit by me. And then he just watching me rock. And Victor grew up, rock as good as me. So if you listen to me and Victor, well, okay, the way Victor got over Philly International was, me and Gamma was developing two young guys that came to the studio, and we signed them as writers, and it was Gene McFadden and John Whitehead. You know, I had a ball with those guys, and I would go into their room every day, but Gamble was my partner, so I would tell Toodles, and that was John. I said, "Man, I can't spend too much time with you now, because me and Gamble's working on a project. I got a guy. You need something. Either you need a guitar player or a piano player that would round out your team." Because they were great lyric writers, and John could sing. The first person I thought about was little Victor. So I told Victor, I said, "Victor, come on over to the studio. I want you to meet two guys." So he came over, so I introduced, I said, "You gotta be ready for these guys, because they Philly guys, different breed, and Jersey guys." Victor was quiet, like me. So I introduced him to Toodles and Gene. First time they got together, I come in the studio one morning, and their room was like around the corner from where Gamma's office was, and that's where the piano was. And I heard this music when I knocked on the door, and I heard Victor was playing, and Toodles and Gene was singing. They was singing something, and it sounded so good. I said, "I got to go in there." So when I went in there, they was working on "I Always Love My Mama."
Wow.
So I said, "Man, that sounds great." I said, "I got to get on that." So, right. So I told Vic, I said, "Vic, slide over a little bit." So me and Gamma, we produced, you know, but Victor then went on to write "Bad Luck." Oh, man. But listen to me and Victor. Victor was playing The World at Sir. I was playing The Baby Grand, and we did the introduction on "Wake Up Everybody." Together.
Yeah.
And I was proud of Victor because he was really growing as a person, and a musician. And he adjusted to Toodles and Gene because they were some wild dudes, but he was cool. But Victor stayed with them long enough to one day he came into my office and he said, "You know, I think I had enough." I said, "Okay, what you want to do?" He said, "I got an offer to play with the Temptations." We was always close to Otis. Otis always just stopped by and see me and Gamble a lot. In fact, me and Gamble got Otis and them a bass. We got Harry from the Futures to join. Otis was looking for a bass player, a bass singer, and we recommended Harry, and Otis said, "Man, we want a guy to play like, oh man, come on, you know any piano players?" I said, "Yeah, Victor, go ahead, man, go ahead. That's what you want to do? Do it." And that's what he did, and he had a career with the Temptations playing, and Otis couldn't be as happy. You know, he had a keyboard player that really had that feeling, and it was great. And I was proud of Victor. He used to call me all the time. The wife tell you, I mean, she call me anytime. He used to call me anytime. I never refused his calls, never. And I'm proud to be here speaking about him, his accomplishments, and I'm glad to be here too. You know, so.
We got an award for you too.
Got an award? Okay.
We got a replica.
No.
We got a replica for you as well, Mr. Leon.
All right.
I think we have some other props. Go ahead, Councilman.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, also on behalf of our U.S. Representative Congressman Donald Norcross, we have a proclamation.